I beheld until the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came over the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
So Yahushua, when he comes back, he's paid to come and take this place out. Why do you think the scriptures say that the earth shall rock to and fro like a drunkard? What type of devastation is it going to take that's going to make the whole world rock back and forth? Scripture said so great an earthquake as never was seen before. So you have to imagine the amount of anxiety and frustration that one has, and when you're able to let it loose without any interference, man, you better get out that person's way, you know. And Esau gonna try to head right to the Lord, and the Lord's gonna fuck shit up.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
All right. All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. Peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. And just want to go into, all right, what we have going on. And, you know, just listen to a lot of these alternative news sites today, you know, as I was at work. and pretty much, there's a lot of talk, of food shortages coming soon, and there's a lot of talk of the government, pretty much waging war on its citizens, especially here in America. Okay, so some things I want to get into tonight. Like I said, the water, how about Shemal Shai, for pretty much keeping brothers safe, in this area, Lord will you brothers, and you sisters is good, it's down here in the South. I know some of y'all down here in this region, like I said, it got pretty bad, around about 1 o'clock here, from 1 to 2 o'clock, that's when it pretty much, kind of did this thing over here. You had one tornado, touch down about 20 miles away, from where we was at, so I had to watch the news tonight, see what type of damage was done. But as we know, as we see, all right, that Egypt is finna be plagued, okay, as before. Okay, storms, okay, the government turning on the people, which it has been against the people, but now it's going to be in a more straightforward way, and it's a definition, one of those I got from one of those alternative news sites. It's a definition I want to bring out, and I thought they were interesting, but this is the term, you'll hear being thrown around when it goes to the truthers. That's pretty much, exposing the government and what they're up to, man. Okay, while people are focused on, foreign affairs, all right, there's a war coming to your doorsteps, man. Now check this out. Check this word out. Okay, I'm gonna blow it up a little bit. Make sure we. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now, this is the word. Okay. Let me see. Democide. All right. And this is a term being used, by a lot of, truthers, people that's in the alternative, world. Okay. On those alternative platforms. And this is a term that they're using. Okay. Democide, DEMO CIDE. Okay. And y'all brothers, you sisters can look further into it. But just give you a general definition. All right. And it says democide. It says mass murder. All right. The indiscriminate killing of any person or people by a government. Okay. The murder of any person or people by a government, including genocide, politicide, and mass murder. Okay. And Biden said that, you got to go through hard times, all right, to get the good times, man. Okay. And pretty much letting you know that they finna come through ruthless, man. All right. Esau Edom is finna have a very ruthless, all right, mind frame, okay, towards the citizens, man. Okay. This man is finna be turned loose. Okay. Now, when you go into the scriptures, I got another video I want to play. I'm gonna go into a couple of scriptures, okay? Because this man is pretty much the Most High is finna put a spirit on this man to be ruthless in the earth. Okay. So let's get let's get this in Isaiah. Okay. And it's dealing with speaking of Assyria, how Syria, how the Most High pretty much sunk, the Syrian Empire against the Northern Kingdom for their wickedness. All right. And Esau Edom is likened to that modern day Assyrian Empire, which was known, for its military prowess, its sieges, You know, Assyria was pretty much, you know, one of the first militaries to use the siege, you know, efficiently. Okay. Also, to displace people, you know, as you read how, you know, they took the Northern Kingdom and pretty much put them, you know, over there near modern day Iraq, okay, and moved, you know, Hamites into Samaria, okay, and America has done that as well. Then they get the Southern Kingdom from a whole nother continent, and you know, displaced them over here in America, okay, and they was taking Northern Kingdoms back, you know, to Europe. Okay, so Esau Edom, he moves in that same spirit of ancient Assyria. Now, when you read Isaiah 10:5, it says, O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff in their hand is my indignation. Yeah, because let's get this word staff, okay? Because the Most High is going to utilize Esau before he judges him to pretty much terrorize the earth in a way like never before. All right. So you get that word staff in the Hebrew, which is matah. Okay. All right. It says figuratively a tribe, also a rod, whether for chastening, okay, correction, all right, ruling, okay. So Esau Edom, all right, is going to be used as a correction, man. All right. Hey, because you gotta think about it. Jacob's trouble is gonna tear down everything pretty much that this man, you know, has exalted in the earth. Okay. See, that's the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. He's gonna use this man to undo his own kingdom. Okay. He's gonna use Esau Edom to undo his own kingdom because when Jacob's trouble come, you know, that independent woman mind frame gonna be gone. Okay, that street nigga, you know, because Jake glorifies that. Well, a street nigga don't fare well, all right, when the grid shuts down, man. Okay, a man that has no skill sets of the earth. Okay, and the only reason, you know, the men of Yahweh Shema Shah will be likened to fine gold is because we will have aid from on high. It's not gonna be nothing, you know, that we did. You know, it's not no type of physical preparation that we did, which there's nothing wrong with being able to you know, fish hunt, all right, start fires and do those things. That's cool, but the ultimate separation between okay, the average, you know, Israelite man and the man of Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna be their favor in the time of chaos, man. Okay, so this Jacob Trouble is gonna do a lot of correcting, man. See, that's when a lot of people gonna get their minds right, man. Now, a lot of Israelites gonna be put to death in horrible ways, you know. But the scriptures say that people should be willing in the day of thine power, man, because hey, Esau is going to be pretty much an extension of the Most High on the left hand side, man, to wreak havoc in the earth before he's judged. All right, now this is the point. Isaiah 10:6 it says, "I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil." And that hypocritical nation is Israel, man. Okay, because you Israelites gonna feel it the worst because this man is gonna spaz out. All right, about his kingdom, about trying to afford okay his kingdom, man. All right, and the people that he hates the most is the tribes, man. Okay, the Most High gonna put a spirit on Esau Edom to come directly to Jake, man. Okay, and everyone else is gonna be casualties in the way. You see, all you patriotic Edomites, you red-blooded Americans, and you know, you simple heathens that just over here, you're gonna get ran through as well, man. Okay, But the main target is going to be Jake. And it says, and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Okay? And that's just part of war that this man is finna wage in the earth. And pretty much with America, they finna be into it with everybody. They're gonna be into it with these militias. They're gonna be into it with Jake. They're gonna be into it overseas with Russia and China. Okay, Iran. All right. They're gonna be into it everywhere, man. You know? Verse 7 says, howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. So the Most High, all right, is going to put the spirit of a madman on Esau, Edom, man. Okay, and this government, okay, this American government is about to wreak havoc on its citizens, man. Okay, because as we always get this, which we applied to how Esau did Gad, but even in this time, this is how he does his regular citizens, man. Okay. And it's going to be the global government against the citizens of the world. Okay. Well, the worst part going to be America. And we're going to, that video kind of go into it. This is Psalms 55:21. It says the words of his mouth was smoother than butter, but war, okay, was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, so he's telling you that because every 2 months every 2 weeks they tell you a new stimulus check coming. Okay, they tell you that they got all this innovation and these plans for the future and this technology that's gonna solve the world problems and heal people that's paralyzed and people that's blind and people was cashing in off Bitcoin. This is all nothing but this man words being smoother than butter, man. Okay, telling you he's all about your health and your safety and this is this man's words being smooth, okay, as butter. All right. But what's in his mind frame is war. And the war is gonna be against you average citizens, man. Okay, the government is gonna bring it to you, man. You see? And they've been doing it for years. Psalms 55:22. And this is for us, man. Okay, cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So, Esau gonna be getting his licks off on the masses of the people. But see, when it comes to the elect, okay, when it comes to the elect, because when you go to Isaiah, okay, I believe it's Isaiah 59. It lets you know that this man is gonna come. All right. Isaiah Isaiah 59:19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shah from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, okay, in the west, and the sun rises in the east, man. Okay. So it's gonna be a global presentation, okay, of the Lord's power, and it's gonna be through his people, man. Okay, to defend his people and also to lift a standard for his people to defend themselves, man. Okay, it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah shall lift up a standard against him. Because there's going to be a standard lifted against this man when it comes to the elect. Okay, everyone else, he's pretty much going to have free reign. Okay, but when it comes to the elect, there's going to be a standard lifted up against this guy, man. Okay, but this nigga coming. Okay, this nigga coming with the blitz. You can believe that. All right, he going all out. Okay, but what did Yahushua say? All right, this is Luke 6:47. It says, whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking, and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. All right? Salakia. It says, he is like a man which built an house and dig deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream, okay, beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. Okay, and that rock is Yahweh Shai. And what is that stream and that flood? That's going to be this system, man, via the government. Okay, which is owned and controlled by who? The elites. They got all type of mercenaries and UN troops and what they call peacekeepers, but them is murderers, man. Okay, they were paid assassins. But they go under the banner of peacekeepers. All right, just to disarm you people when you hear that UN peacekeepers are coming here and coming there. You be disarmed. You hear peacekeeper, but them people are coming to murder you, man. Okay, and we were seeing the flood, all right, rising, man. All right. But the elect are going to be found up on that rock. And with that rock, there's a standard. Okay. But for the majority of our people, this is Luke 6:49 said, but he that heareth and doeth not, which, hey, that word is reaching the four corners of the earth. And what I say, then shall the end come. When this word has been preached in the four corners of the earth, man. Because that removes the cloak of all of Israel that didn't listen, man. Okay? Your blood gonna be on you. All right? It says, but he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built in the house upon the earth upon the earth against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell. All right? And the ruin of that house was great, man. It's gonna be a slaughter, man. It's gonna be a democide, man. Okay? A mass murder of citizens by the government, man. Okay? Now, let's go from there. All right. And this song, gonna tie it all together, and then we'll get to that video. Okay. Because as we in the times where we're gonna need a deliverer, okay, from what's to come. And this is why we're here, man, to prepare the minds of Israel for a deliverer, man. So we can move in faith until that deliverance come, man. Even in death, man. This is Psalms 124:1. It says, if it had not been for the Lord, Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been for the Lord, Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, who was on our side when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. You see that? Those waters, that flood. And it's going to overwhelm, all right, the masses of the people. Let's go into this word overwhelm. See, does it give us some, Let's go into this word overwhelm. Which it looks like should top. All right, should top in the Hebrew. It just says to overflow, to engulf. Okay. Because this man, this man is finna engulf, okay, citizens with his wrath, man. Okay. And you Israelites gonna be on the front line, clueless as hell, man. Okay. Washed away, man. All right, you see the word to conquer. All right. It's finna go down, man. All right, we're seeing the build up. You got cyber attacks, it's gonna be all type of things, man. How about Shemal Shai that he gonna plague All right, Egypt with plays as before. It's gonna go down, man. And that's why, these Passovers be so heavy. Each one, be more and more intense, man. You know, it says, then the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters, let you know exactly who he's talking about. All right, the one and only. Okay. It says, then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, who have not given us as a prey to their teeth. Okay. Because what? This man, all right, is like a predator, man. All right. Look how he pushed that juice, man. Look how he, put people in the squeeze, okay, to get that juice, man. The man moves like a predator, man. Okay. Verse 7, Psalms 124:7 says, our souls escape as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, who made heaven and earth. And see, this whole system is a snare. Okay. This whole society is a damn snare and a trap. Okay. It has people worshiping Satan. People when he got the juice. Okay. Don't trick people into, he done made being rebellious against Yahweh Bashem Al Shah cute. He done made it funny. He done made it mean to be proud and rebellious against Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. Okay? This whole society is a big snare. So let's go into the word snare. See what it gives us. Okay? And it says, you go definition B, it says of calamities, plots, source or agent of calamity, man. Okay? And this society is full of what? Plots and plans and, schemes and, to trick people into destruction, man. Okay. So let me cue up this video. The brothers are lighting it up. I mean, some of you brothers precepts as well. Okay. All right, this from the brother. From the brother Azayar. Azayah. All right. Which your brother got a spiritual name, how will help. All right. Yeah, hey, we're gonna be screaming it, man. Yahweh Azar. Yahweh Bashem Al Shah Azar. It may be the only simple prayer we can remember, but that's asking the Lord to help, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, man. This is the book of Psalm chapter 27:5. It says, for in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. Woo! And they link right up with what we were saying. And that rock is Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, because Yahweh Shai is within us, man. And see, hey, all Yahweh Shai has to do is just turn up their portion. And the standard gonna be lifted, man. All right, and we want to be set up on that rock and ultimately, be delivered. Okay, be lifted up out of here, man. Okay, and time and trouble is here. All right, this the brother Mas Nayim, servant of Yahweh Shai. And it says, 2 Thessalonians 3:1, finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course and be glorified, even as it is with you. And right now, the word has free course, man. Pretty much right now, this word is going forth on an hourly basis. New live screens, new videos, new updates. Okay, for the edification of the body, the word has free course, man. And it's a time for us to be, tapped in, so we can be built, okay, for what's to come in the spirit. It's 2 Thessalonians 3:2, and that we may be delivered from the unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith, and that's even speaking to Jake as well, man. Okay. Esau, Edom is that ultimately unreasonable and wicked man. Okay. We need deliverance, man. This is an unjust, okay, wicked society, man. And this is why Yahweh Shema Shai is about to allow Esau to wreak havoc. All right, and then he's gonna wreak havoc, man. Okay. There's a lot of spirits that's finna return to the spiritual realm. Okay, and the remainder of you heathens that remain, okay, the remnant of you heathens, you go into hardcore captivity, man. Okay, well, where righteousness will be enforced. Okay, now I want to get this video. I want to get this video. I was listening to this today as well. Now, and pretty much is going to go into different scenarios. Okay, if the U.S. citizens, it's going to talk about global scenarios first, and then it's going to go into insurrections, if insurrection were to happen, okay, within America. Okay, the military versus the citizens. All right. And pretty much show you that America gonna try to go to war with everybody, man. Okay. That's the pride of these devils. Matter of fact,
The United States.
y'all let me know what the sound good when I play it.
The United States has, without a doubt, the most heavily armed population in the world, with firearms being a part of daily life for many Americans. While in many nations, the mere sight of a gun is an extremely rare occurrence. In the U.S., some studies say there are almost as many guns as there are people, while others say there are more. What is known, though, is that much like American income, the majority of guns are concentrated in the hands of a minority, with 3% of gun owners owning half of all guns in the United States. With this much firepower available to the citizens of America, does it really stand a chance against its own military? The U.S. military needs no introduction. It has the world's largest budget.
So as y'all heard, in America, there's as many guns as people, okay, if not more, okay? And they said 3% of the population own more than half the guns. And who you think that is, man? Okay? And Jake think they ready and you know, cornerly. Okay? All right.
More than the next 7 competitors, who are in order: China, Saudi Arabia, Russia, United Kingdom, India, United States. With this much firepower available to the citizens of America, does it really stand a chance against its own military? The US military needs no introduction. It has the world's largest budget, more than the next 7 competitors, who are in order: China, Saudi Arabia, Russia, United Kingdom, India, France, and Japan. Of $1.6 trillion spent on military budgets around the world, the United States accounted for 37% of the world's total. All that spending goes to support the largest military presence on Earth, with American bases spread out across every continent except Antarctica. Greatly mistrusted for its all-encompassing reach, U.S. national strategy is in fact to avoid another major war, such as.
And as you can see on the map, all right, like the scriptures say, he never keep it at home, you know. If a brother can post it, Habakkuk 2 and 5. All right. And also how Esau, the hammer of the earth, just in Jeremiah. Let me see. The hammer of the earth, I believe it's 50 and 22. Jeremiah 50 and 22. Okay. But the numbers don't lie, man. Out of all the militaries on earth, America, all right, damn near spends 40%, okay, of the money spent on Earth's military. All right. This is Babylon the Great, man. Okay. This nigga here, man, is this guy, not the Vatican. It's this guy in America, man. All right. The good old USA. This is Babylon the Great. Okay. Crazy military budget, man. This is on the brother GMS in the Truth, Orlando. This is on Jeremiah 50 and 23. Said, how was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Okay. So how can a military that is so, is so far beyond all these other militaries and for its budget, okay, different capabilities, how will it be destroyed? Because it's prophecy. Okay. One thing about prophecy, what you got don't matter. When it's time for you to go down, if it's written for you to go down, you're going down. If it's written for you to come up, you're going to come up. Okay? So we in some very beautiful and exciting times, man. Where the Most High is finna show that he is. Okay? But you see this man just spread, all right, throughout the whole earth, man. Okay? There's another one from the brother Isaiah. All right. I mean Isaiah, it's a lot of you, brother. This is GMS in the Truth Orlando. This is Isaiah 14 and 4. It said that thou shalt help, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yeah, because America has been a terrorist throughout the earth, man. It's spread throughout the earth, okay, to pretty much control, all right, and and police the earth, man. Okay. It said the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right. Because it's pretty much the America has been like a hammer in the hand of the elites throughout the earth, man. And we see it right there on the map. This man is everywhere. Okay. And all the places he ain't at, guess what? They rising up against this man. All right. Because you see, Russia and China is the main two land masses where this man doesn't dominate. Okay? and they finna they finna clear that red off the map. All right. And it says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, all right, non-stop oppression, all right. It says, he that rules the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth, man. Yeah, okay. When this man is being judged, there is gonna be nothing to hinder that judgment, man. Okay. This is Nathan Yawasop. This Psalms 37 and 35. Yeah, this is a perfect one. Okay, it says, I have seen the wicked in great power and spread himself like a green bay tree. All right. This man has spread himself like a green bay tree in the earth, man. Okay. America pretty much overshadows the earth. If a brother can get that definition, put that definition up for hegemony, hegemon, Baba Gashah, we can paste it, just bring that definition out. If a brother find it, just for the sake of, going into the word, because you hear that word a lot too, the American hegemony, hegemon, how they pronounce it. But when you go to Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, yeah, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Okay. And you see this man never keep it at home. Okay. You see, he's in all these global affairs and arenas in the earth, man. All right. He's proud with it. Okay. Just like that old Roman pride. All right. Going back into it, finishing off from the brother, Israelites seeking salvation. It says, who enlarge his desires hell in his death and cannot be satisfied, but gathering to him all nations and heaping unto him all people. Okay. And you get that word hegemony. All right. And it says leadership or dominance, especially by one country, okay, or social group over others. Okay. So we see one country has a global dominance in the earth, man. All right, and that's Babylon the Great. That's why she also known as what, the great whore that rideth the beast. That's that hegemony. Okay, so let's go back to the video.
As the two world wars and the countless wars that rocked continental Europe for centuries. U.S. forces are therefore pre-staged in potential conflict zones, where in conjunction with local allies, their presence alone is a deterrent to violence. The results are hard to argue with, seeing as there have been no wars between major industrialized powers since the end of World War II. The US may not necessarily field the best technology in every department. For instance, the Russians have for long fielded more sophisticated anti-air and electronic warfare weapon systems, but it does bring a unique capability that no other nation matches: the ability to field advanced technology across the board, and not just in select areas. This makes the American military a lethal force against any modern adversary, and has historically forced its major political adversaries to seek out niche strategies for holding the US at bay. Russia, for instance, has for decades focused not on stopping a US offensive outright, but in denying it the air power that would lead to a quick win. To this effect, they've focused on anti-air weapon systems to knock US planes and cruise missiles out of the sky, and advanced electronic warfare systems to disrupt the networked abilities of American weapons. While China tries to slowly build a naval presence capable of standing up to the US, it relies on a huge stockpile of ballistic missiles to deter the American Navy. In fact,
you can easily train yourself to listen faster. If you are able to listen fast, you can consume more information.
In fact, China is the only major power in the world to have an arm of the military dedicated solely to ballistic missiles. Yet, while the US military has proven time and again it dominates the modern battlefield, it has historically had the exact same troubles that every other military has when it comes to fighting low-intensity counterinsurgency wars. When denied the use of its overwhelming firepower and technological advantages, the US military is in the same boat as any other nations and must rely on low-tech, door-to-door action against insurgent forces who don't use heavy equipment and don't wear uniforms. For all its military might, even the American military has great difficulties in fighting an insurgency war. Should the American people ever rise up against their own government and that government authorize the use of military force against its citizenry, the American
What I want to just touch on, okay, as you can see, all right, if a brother can put Revelation chapter 6, verse 4, and Haggai chapter 2, verse 22, okay, because as you see, America has a dominant military, but what has happened, all right, these other militaries have built, all right, and invested their resources into military equipment and strategies just for America. Okay, these weapons that we see these other nations have, especially Russia, all right, are designed for America. Those those S-300s, 400s, 500s, you got some people say they go all the way up to 700, which, hey, we'll see soon. Okay, we'll know soon. Okay, but when you see those things, they're designed just for American military and American Air Force. China Navy is created, okay, it's standard, all right, it's for the American Navy. You see? So you have Russia pretty much investing into deal with America in the air, and you have China investing to deal with America at sea. Okay, showing you that the Most High has put the spirit on these heathens. A brother can put that too in Joel. Let the heathen say I'm strong, the 3rd chapter. Okay, well, pretty much Yahweh Shema Shai has put the spirit on these heathens, all right, to customize themselves just for the American military. Now, when you read this in Haggai 2 and 22, this is from the brother Israelites seeking salvation. This is Haggai 2 and 22. It says, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. All right, and this is Yahweh Shai is going to do this. And I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them. Okay, and this is Yahweh Shai destroying the militaries of the heathen. And he's going to do this in the midst of what? World War III. It says, and the horses and the rider shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother. Okay, because Russians, they're Edomites, and America, they're Edomites. Okay, and their swords, their military power, all right, is built and designed to go head up with each other, man. Okay, one is made to cancel out the other. Okay, which is the bear is gonna cancel that eagle out, and then that Lion of Judah gonna come cancel out everything, man. Okay, and this links up, with I need Revelation 6 and 4. Yeah. Yeah. Revelation 6 and 4. Oxalakia. So it's gonna link right up. Okay. Say everyone by the sword, okay, of his brother. And another one came to mind too, since I said that. Let's get Isaiah 49. And Let's get Isaiah 49, verses 24 through 26. Okay. This is the brother, Nathaniel Sop. All right. Shalom to all you Akim, helping out the screen, man. Give me your energy, to forward the live screen, man. This is Joel 3:9 said, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare for war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And this is what we're seeing happening. Okay? These nations' militaries are all on high alert, man, and on deck. Verse 10 said, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. And this is what we're seeing. The weak saying they're strong. Okay, nations who wouldn't flinch at America. Okay, are ready to go heads up, man. Okay. This is the brother of the Israelites seeking salvation, Revelation 6:4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and this is Esau, Edom, man, and his power structure. And power was given him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And this man does a damn good job at that, man. Okay. It says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword, and said they should kill one another, man. Because you go to World War I, World War II, there was a lot of Edomites killing Edomites, man. And World War III gonna far surpass that, man. Okay, these other heathens gonna be involved, all right, within that. You see, but there's gonna be a lot of Edomite on Edomite crime, man. It's gonna way surpass what niggas is doing in Chicago and Memphis and New Orleans. Okay. Which he like to put that on news every weekend, but it's gonna far surpass that, man. Yeah, they gonna hit each other with nukes. Edomites gonna hit each other with nukes, man. Them EU nations, the Russia, America, they gonna be throwing nukes over the earth, man. Okay, with the bulk of them landing on America. Okay, and that's gonna showcase what. Yeah, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is in full control, man. He is, man. Okay? Why in the hell would you be in your kingdom and go to nuclear war with your own people? You're in your kingdom. You're in your power seat. The earth is in your hands. You control the money, the resources, the influence, the direction of the earth. And, why the hell would you go into a nuclear war with your own race of people, man? Okay, showing you that what he is, like he made those Assyrians fight against each other. Okay, if a brother can find that, but I'm gonna let this play, and so we get back to some precepts, because now it's gonna go into pretty much urban warfare, man, and what it will look like. I'm gonna rewind just a little bit, let it play out.
Military might, even the American military has great difficulties in fighting an insurgency war. Should the American people ever rise up against their own government, and that government authorize the use of military force against its citizenry, the American insurgents will find themselves in an initially favorable position against the American military. For starters, U.S. forces are widely dispersed around the world, meaning that unlike most nations, the least number of American combat troops and equipment is present at home as compared to overseas. For the first few weeks of the war, the insurgents will be able to carry out large-scale operations that will become impossible once more and more military equipment returns home. With the largest air and naval transport fleet in the world, this initial tactical disadvantage the military will find itself in will quickly be reversed. American insurgents could think themselves safe from major retaliation, seeing as no country ever truly wants to destroy its own infrastructure just to defeat an insurgency. let alone the world's richest nation whose cities, highways, railways, and ports are all vital arteries of global trade. Yet, one of the US military's major tactical advantages against foreign adversaries will prove just as deadly effective against an insurgency. Smart weapons were first developed to take out pieces of Soviet hardware from afar with pinpoint accuracy. The ability to strike a specific target from hundreds of miles away was a major technological offset, and a capability that Cold War Soviet military planners greatly feared. An inventory of networked American bombs and weapon systems could decimate entire troop formations and camouflaged artillery positions with ease, while Soviet planes would have to rely on traditional and very inaccurate gravity bombs and unguided rockets to strike back with. Smart weapons eventually spread around the world, but to date, no other nation has as large a stockpile or integration as the US. With the ability to strike at pinpoint targets and avoid collateral damage, American insurgents will quickly find themselves prey, even in the heart of major cities.
I think we're unique because now, as you can see, we are in a studio atmosphere. We're not in a remote atmosphere anymore. But then how do we kind of continue to use StreetYard?
Cities. American surveillance assets are also amongst the best in the world. Having a nearly 20-year insurgency war under its belt, the American military has finely tuned itself for counterinsurgent operations and is today the leading counterinsurgency force in the world. Not only has it developed a slew of surveillance technologies to better locate and disrupt insurgent operations hiding amidst a civilian population, but more important, its troops are highly trained in conducting urban warfare ops and the traditional fight for the hearts and minds. When the Soviets rolled into Afghanistan in the 80s, it did so as the world's biggest military juggernaut and crushed all stand-up opposition. However, within weeks, the war shifted from a conventional one to a counterinsurgency and war of attrition. The Soviets responded much in the Soviet way. Overwhelming firepower delivered very indiscriminately, and soon Soviet forces found themselves unable to operate outside of heavily fortified positions. Any Soviet foray into the countryside would have to be conducted with large amounts of manpower and heavy fire support, and often it simply wasn't worth it. The Americans, on the other hand, initially did much as the Soviets, wiping out major military opposition within a matter of weeks with overwhelming firepower. However, it was here that they showed a better aptitude for fighting an asymmetrical war against a non-conventional foe. Wherever American firepower went, it was followed by major civil relief programs, with a focus on building infrastructure and restoring, if not improving, the lives of the civilian population. Very quickly, a complex system of diplomatic agreements and alliances arose between U.S. forces and the dozen of disparate groups who all claimed some piece of Iraq or Afghanistan for themselves. Ultimately, the effort would result in a half-won victory of sorts, which was still light years ahead of the total defeat suffered by the Soviets. Unfortunately, the US's insistence on fighting two insurgency wars simultaneously would force it to divide its assets and ultimately result in the mixed results we see today. Yet all the expertise, technology, and troop experience gained from the insurgencies in Iraq and Afghanistan would come into play against the US insurgents, and this time the US military will find itself with major advantages it lacked in the Middle East. For starters, it has home field advantage, and its forces are no longer operating within a culture they don't understand very well. Cultural misunderstandings will be impossible, and by understanding the American culture, the US military can better win the fight for hearts and minds, turning many would-be insurgents from their path and garnering the support of civilians who would have instead supported the insurgents. Secondly, it'll be fighting to unite a nation which actually wants to be united and has a national identity, making the process of reestablishing a stable political system far easier than it was in the Middle East. Iraq had huge sectarian divisions that plagued the country for decades, but were barely kept in check by the authoritarian strongman. Afghanistan was itself also held together only by the very violent.
So as you can see, they pretty much told you that American military has a lot of, training in urban warfare because of, the type of fighting that it was doing, all right, in Iraq and Afghanistan was pretty much door to door. Okay. So even, one thing about it, once you got the data, and the training, okay, and you pretty much got the experience, well, all you have to do is just train foreign troops, okay, in urban warfare. Because now American, all right, military personnel have that knowledge. The CIA has that knowledge of urban warfare, and they're going to bring it back here. Okay, so hey, the perfect storm has been in the making for a long time, man. You know,
violent Taliban, who regularly used military power to enforce its grip over the people. Without these authoritarian figures forcibly uniting the nations together, Iraq and Afghanistan quickly fell to pieces that were very difficult to put back together. Afghanistan would prove especially difficult, as its people simply lacked the desire for national unity that nations in the West have had for centuries. Americans, however, have a very strong sense of national unity and lack the sectarian differences and ideological conflicts that would see the nation split up into a conglomerate of cabals in the case of national government collapse. Sure, Democrats and Republicans may often be at each other's throats, but ultimately, as national tragedy after national tragedy has shown, the American people stand united. As the old adage goes, you're allowed to fight with family and call them names, but if anyone else tries to hurt your family, then you better watch out. This sense of unity will make the job of counterinsurgency far easier on American forces than it was in the Middle East, and make it far more difficult for American insurgents to exploit a mistrust of the US military. Yet, while American insurgents are outgunned by the American military, they can take advantage of asymmetrical tactics to all but nullify the US military's overwhelming firepower. By following the same playbook as the Iraq and Afghanistan insurgencies, American insurgents could force US troops into close quarters battles where they couldn't bring fire support, such as airstrikes or artillery bombardments, against them. American insurgents would also be able to enjoy the advantage of fighting a near-total urban warfare campaign, given the size and scope of US cities. As the first part of the 21st century has proven, urban warfare is the great equalizer between military powers, as it denies most of the technological advantages of a nation's military. Fighting instead is door-to-door and house-to-house, carried out by individual squads of soldiers and little more than rifles and gadgets they can carry on their person. With the US military numbering at just over 1 million, and with potentially millions of American insurgent forces, victory for the US military will be all but impossible. A fight between the US military and US citizens would be a dragged-out affair that would likely last as long as the overseas insurgencies. It would be less a war of weapons and more a war of words, with both sides trying to sway the majority of the population to its side. It's likely that in such a war, entire cities would go rogue, with local city governments refusing to outright support the US military or the insurgents, and simply wishing to be left out of the fighting. They would deny the military the right to operate in its streets, but also not wish to support an insurgency which will bring military action against it. Despite the huge glut of guns available to American citizens, the truth is that there'd be no major resupply effort courtesy of an outside power. In the Middle East, Afghani and Iraqi insurgents were kept well supplied by Iran, Russia, China, and Pakistan, amongst other actors, and trade routes into war zones often went through Pakistan, who refused to allow US forces to operate inside its borders and shut them down. In an American insurgency, however, there would be no neighboring power to supply the American insurgents, and the major trade routes into the US through which arms supplied by a foreign power could enter would all be very easily monitored and shut down by the US military. Within a year or two of heavy fighting, the American insurgency would find itself very low on ammo and very low on usable equipment. Yet the war would take a huge toll on the American economy as well, which would in turn directly affect the budget of the US military. With major parts of the economy disrupted by fighting or sabotage, the US military budget would rapidly shrink, and it would no longer be able to afford to operate its vast fleets of modern equipment. In the end, a war of attrition would settle in, and a winner is all but impossible to declare. It would come down to a sheer matter of will and which side would be willing to sacrifice the most to come out the ultimate victor. Yet as each side became more desperate, their actions would lose the support of the population they'd rely on, and thus lose the war for the hearts and minds. Who do you think would actually win a war between the US military and its citizens? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for
and see, and pretty much, he has an optimistic, all right, mind. Okay, and that's coming from someone who doesn't understand okay, the wickedness of the elites, because they don't give a damn about American infrastructure. Okay, it's already rated, at grade D. American infrastructure is already poor anyway. All right, they gonna be blowing up buildings. All right, don't be surprised if pocket nukes, okay, go off. Okay, it ain't gonna, and see, these Americans not ready because they still think that the American military, they think the American government, okay, because the whole military not gonna be with that. But then you're gonna have mercenary foreign troops come in, all right, and they don't give a damn about American infrastructure, man. All right, because for decades, America has, been able to enjoy, this peace, okay, while the American military has been abroad wreaking havoc, okay, on these other infrastructures, man. Okay, if a brother can put and he might try to make it sound like it's gonna be delicate, like it's gonna be a delicate war. It's gonna be, people gonna be like governments gonna have a say so. No, all right, we already played with what Debo said on Friday. Oh, you getting involved? All right. You think you gonna have Iowa gonna say, "Oh, we not in this"? No, nigga, you in this. All right, you getting involved. Okay. Let's get that in Jeremiah chapter 51. No, 50. Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 50 verse 14 and 15. And let's get second Esdras. Okay, let's get this second Esdras 13. Let's get second Esdras 13 verses 30 and 31. Okay. But this is the brother Malachi, a servant of Yahushua, second Esdras 16 and 71. It said they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And see, Esau gonna have a spirit of a madman. Okay. And these troops that he's sending, the most high gonna have spirits on these troops, man. Okay. It said, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then you know it's going to be house to house. And another thing that this guy not considered on the video is that, these people that take the juice, hey, that's going to knock down, all right, their population, man. Okay. Don't think we seen the last, okay, nigga took the juice. All right. And think he just gonna go to Cozumel on a cruise and ride off to the sunset. Nah, you ain't, there's a penalty. That man, all right, has this thing calculated. Okay. And he said he wanted to do that depot. All right. He said he wanted to subtract from the dinner table. He meant that, man. And you best believe we ain't seen the end of that. So that's gonna knock a big dent, okay, in this insurrection. It said, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Yeah, because we, gonna be uncomfortable, for a period of time. But then, like I say, favor gonna kick in. Okay, favor is going to kick in. All right. And that's gonna separate the chosen from everyone else, man, is that favor from on high. Now, this is the brother beyond Yashala, Daniel 12 and 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up the great prince was standing for the children of our people, and there should be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. Yeah, this man about to lose it. And then this man got precision missiles, okay, smart weapons, okay. The earth has never been filled with this type of weaponry. More guns, okay, and you know, you got a gun for every citizen, man. A gun and two for every citizen. All right, so it's finna go down on every level. It says even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book of life. And we pray that we're within that book, you know. I want to get this. I said we in on that second Ezra. But let me get this in Jeremiah. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 14. It's from the brother Sathar Allah. All right. And it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. Okay? And the more, and you got to think about, like, the more wickedness that we see, okay, within America, hey, the more missiles are created to destroy this place, man. You see? Jeremiah 15 and 15 says, shout against her round about. She have given her hand, her foundations are falling, because America gonna be defenseless, all right, against this nuclear onslaught. And Yahweh Shema Shah gonna make sure of it. Okay, I don't care what type of defense, you know, protocols and, you know, things that they have on paper. Okay, it says her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, take vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her. Yeah, so you think America infrastructure gonna go unscathed? No, man, the same thing that America has done to these infrastructures throughout the earth, all right, it's gonna be done unto it, man. Okay. No country wants to destroy its own infrastructure, man. They finna lay this bitch flat. Okay. First off, the chaos gonna, you know, tear this place apart, but then the missiles just gonna, you know, level this thing, man. Okay. But these, you know, these different wars and, you know, these militias and, you know, these patriots and, you know, these class wars and race wars and, you know, the government versus the citizens, man, this place is gonna be tore apart, man. Buildings finna be on fire. Buildings finna go kaboom. Okay? And this ain't finna be no cute war. All right? This is on 2nd Ezra 13:30. It's from the brother Bayan Yasha'Allah. And it says that he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and that he is Yahweh Shai. Okay? Verse 31, it says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So it's going to be going down on every level, man. Okay? And what we're seeing now is the American government is mounting up to go to war against his people, man. Okay, against the citizens, man. All right? While you people still think your vote matters and, you know, your constitution and you know, you studying the law and, you know, you got Jake this into the Moors and, you know, all into the constitution, man. The government is finna come at you people, man. All right. And the Most High finna turn up Esau's spirit on another level, man. They're politically correct and, you know, trying to persuade you people, man. He finna come with force, man. Okay, because he knoweth what he have but a short time, man. Okay. So Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, you few sisters were edified. Once again, I'm give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to hopefully until the next time I say shalom. Kwam Yashala, Obal, DTA soon, shalom. Man, you gotta throw them curses, so like, no, you gotta throw them curses, man. And keep this thing going, man. Get America out of here. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalak, Rayon, Wa Nashim, Wa Bagim, Wa Haragim, Wa Masha, Shalak, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalak, Rayon, Wa Nashim, Wa Bagim, Wa Haragim, Wa Masha Payim, I call out of woman, Wa Gawayon, Wa Yahweh on the Wa, Bakasha, 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 the Wa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, the Wada, the Yad, to Wa, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, a month. DTA.